Hey y'all, what up, what up, what up? Oh man, what a day, huh? Um, I wanted to talk for just a minute before I play a prelude, intro, banner, whatever. I chose this one for a reason. If it gets me struck, I'll just start another stream. But anyways, I chose this one because this lady still got it. She still got it. Um, I'm not sure. I should have researched in honor of a lot of the reasons why I decided to go live. If she's the original singer of the song, but I believe she is. I'm not sure. But whoever she is, and if she is the original singer of this song, she still got it. And a lot of us ladies do, and we can appreciate that and celebrate that. So without further ado, let's give her a play. Oh, hey, Shark Billy Kelly. Yeah, and you're welcome to join. I'll be on for a little bit. I'm going to run on just a little bit at least. Yeah. And I'll get into that as well. Because some things I know and some things I just don't know. I don't know anything about, you know. It's good to see you here, girl. Okay, so without further ado, let's give this woman a play. And again, if it gets me struck, well, we'll just go back. But had to do it. She came to mind. And this brought me way back. And that shows my age. Of course, I was very young, extremely young. But I remember my mama singing this. So anyway. Thank you.
Beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden along with the sunshine. There's gotta be a little rain sometime. When you take, you gotta give. So live and let live, or let go. I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden. I could promise you things like big diamond rings. You don't find roses growing on stalks of clover. So you better think it over. Well, if sweet talking you could make it come true, I'd give you the world right now on a silver platter. But what would it matter? So smile for a while and let's be jolly. Love shouldn't be so melancholy. Come along and share the good times while we can. I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden along with the sunshine. There's gotta be a little rain sometime. Your pardon. Yeah. I never promised you a rose garden. I could sing you a tune and promise you the moon. That's what it takes to hold you, just to soon let you go. But there's one thing I want you to know. You better look before you leap till waters run deep. There won't always be someone there to pull you out. And you know what I'm talking about. So smile for a while and let's be jolly. Love shouldn't be so melancholy. Come along and share the good times while we can. I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden along with the sunshine. There's gotta be a little rain sometime. I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden along with the sunshine. There's gotta be a little rain sometime. Not today.
she's still got it, doesn't she? Um, anyways, yeah, impromptu as always. I don't know. I work better impromptu. I don't like the anxiety of waiting for a show and planning a show, and that's part of the problem because people they have lives and they like to plan around planners. Oh my God, right? I married one. I love them because without them, I don't know where I would be. But anyway, so here I am. And today's a special day. It's a friend of mine's birthday. She's passed a few years back. But oh my gosh, this one's for you, Kay. She was funny as hell. And yeah, so along with a lot of things that we may talk about, Kay was a very special person. And so another special person that we know, I'll just start with that prelude. And I mean, talk about heaven sent, right? I went and looked at a few of Kay's old stuff. She was an actress. And I thought, oh my God, this is perfect. So, and in honor of other women who support other women, period, just period. And those are special bonds, mother-child, female friends, bosses, employees, whatever it may be. This one's for us, I guess. And the men that love us, because we love you right back in the same respect. In the same respect. And y'all that love us get that. So thank you. Okay, so we'll start out here with a one woman who we know she's been through a very hard time, but it is, she does make me laugh, and I do think she has a sense of humor. She has hurt a lot of people, but I'm not going to rag on her today. I'm not going to, but oh, you'll get it, and then we'll go into Kay's skit. As I said, she was an actress, so it just tied in perfectly. I couldn't help myself. Of course, we all know who that is. And I don't want to really make light of how she's hurt other women at all. But she has had her losses or whatever, and I'll respect that out of respect. Got to give a little to get a little, I guess. And I don't know. I hope she finds her way and stops hurting people. But anyways, the only reason that I have to bring up Denise, that ever elusive Denise. There's some, they say she's planning a trip, but I don't know. I might get into that. I might not. Anyways, let me show you my friend Kay. Today's her birthday, as I said. She passed a few years ago. And in this skit, she plays the totally innocent, mother or wife of the deceased. So it just fit in so perfectly. Happy birthday, Kay.
She spelled out real plain.
It stars the veteran of stage Angela Lansbury as a successful mystery writer. In this episode we're going to see tonight, she's visiting the daughter of an old school chum.
And if there's one thing you can count on this show, it's when Angela Lansbury rings the doorbell, somebody's going to get killed.
thank you for inviting me into your lovely home, Greta.
I was afraid to invite you, Jennifer. It seems everywhere you go, someone gets murdered.
Oh, there you are. Awfully glad to meet you, Jennifer. I've been a big fan of your books for years, but I haven't really read any of them per se.
Well, thank you, Mr. Winworth.
Oh, no, please, call me Burl. Everybody that knows me and loves me calls me Burl.
We all love Daddy.
Call me Burl.
Oh, we all love Burl.
Only people who want to see me dead call me Winworth.
All right, then, Burl it is. I'd love to call you Burl, Burl.
Oh, that'll be Mother.
Oh, hello, Winworth.
There's someone I'd like you to meet.
Oh, I didn't realize we had company. Odd.
June, did you kill him? Did you kill...
Who's that?
Carter. He's supposed to be Mother's tennis instructor.
I didn't notice a tennis court on the property.
We don't have one.
Odd.
Later, they find Burl Winworth dead, an apparent suicide.
Looks like he bashed himself over the head with his tennis racket.
But how can you be sure it was a suicide?
Just look at this note.
I killed myself. My wife gets all my stuff Winworth. Odd.
Oh, it's Mother.
I'm free!
Jennifer, is there something bothering your eyes?
What? Oh, no. But there is something bothering my little brain.
You suspect foul play. You know who did it? Do you know who killed Father?
Hello, Winworth.
June, did you kill him? Did you kill...
He's supposed to be Mother's tennis instructor.
Looks like he bashed himself over the head with his tennis racket.
I'm free! No, I don't. But for now, everyone is a suspect.
Oh, she still cracks me up. I hope she made you crack up too. Again, she played the mother that's like, obviously, or a wife. It's like so obvious, but nobody can see it, And then there's, our friend. Oh, who's like, oh yeah, she put it together, She found some clues, but she just can't quite seem to put it together. And sometimes we have to laugh at these things. Oh my God. I had to laugh because Kay she was funny in real life as well. It just made me laugh a lot. So anyway, today's show, I wanted to go over a few things. I have a few news stories we can look at. And of course, this open panel. So anybody is welcome to join. Really, what it comes down to, we can dive into it. I'm going to try to do more of that on Twitch, more of a structured one day. I need to just stop and just do it because that's me. I'm always tinkering and doing and saying I'm going to do this and that, and anyway. A lot of the things, I would try to say the good things come out of tragedies and out of the horrible things that we see on this platform. And one thing is, I do appreciate most of the people that I've met, that I've gotten to know. Other ones, thank goodness, for the most part, took me a while to figure out. And that was in the beginning. And I think that's a lot of our stories. In the beginning, we had no idea, we even used our real names and for our channel name. And some people do. Yeah, they're brave. They're still out there. And it's just like, wow, really? I try to look at it as a human species rather than this one and this woman and that woman. And I've never seen so many perfect mothers as I have today. Perfect wives and perfect mothers and perfect people that they don't do anything wrong. No. And for the rest of us that have gotten to know each other, even though some of us don't even know each other, the way social media is knit together. I'm just like, anyway, I was looking through some things, speaking of which, a lot of this is towards other women and just the plight, of women in general, whatever. Strong relationships, friendships, with each other, with opposite sex, and whatnot. The whole love thing, don't even take me there, because I think that's a personal thing for each woman. I think that it's personal, but of course, some of these, again, let's just call it human species. Because it's not that, I mean, in today's day and time, that goes on beyond even, gender, right? It can even get fluid. So, hey, Dank, it's good to see you. Jethro, Sharkbelly Kelly, Kendrum, good to see everybody. And anyone who, and Anton, special needs, if that's really Anton. Shout out to Anton anyway. I did that from the start. He may bomb us, but we'll get through it if he does. He's a stinker. I don't know. I have a special place in my heart, even for stinkers. Some stinkers. Some that are really, like, to me, stinkers. And some of them, people are like, how can you be friends with that person? I even have friends that one female online friend that I consider a friend, that I could call her if I were in the middle of the night and in a crisis and no one else to call. I know she would talk to me. Anyway, she's friends online with somebody that I despise, and he probably knows who he is if he's listening, or other people. But I'm in the same, and I have a relationship like that with somebody that I care for online. I don't know what their thing is. And it can be hurtful sometimes that, relationships get that way, even online. It's like, this person has done this to me and said that about me or whatever, but I never burden that person with that to make them feel guilty for having a relationship for whatever their reason is. Still respecting that person at all. And because I do it too. There are people that, other people are like, I can't believe you even talked to that person or whatever. Anyways, that all came out with Anton. But anyway, yeah, he's one of those stinkers that I'm just like, he's just a stinker. And I've even felt that way for some other people before, and they went beyond being stinkers. They were hurtful and disgusting. Anyway, but we've seen a lot of that. And hey, good to see you, Vern Vision, Truth Network. Pretty much anybody is welcome on the panel, but there are people that know that they aren't, and they know who they are. And I'll even be nice about it. This isn't going to be a drama thing. And God help me get through it without mentioning any names or getting too nasty, because it's gotten really nasty out here. And that's too bad, because a lot of people are struggling right now. With major things happening. Again, just as a human species, we're all trying to get by, right? Whether you believe there really is a pandemic, some people don't believe there is, or even if you believe that there is the hype that's going on with whatever, there was the Capitol insurrection in our country. And anyway, just these are major headline news, whatever side you're on or whatever. We're going through some shit. All of us, even Financially, we're not the only, the U.S. isn't the only country going through this. Everybody's really in a pinch right now. And then for people who want to kick other people that are down or judge, or just, the total hypocrisy again. Happy birthday, Kay, because that was so perfect. It was like, hello, it's obvious when we see these things. And of course, again, always with me, I've done things, and but I don't know. So anyways, judge not or whatever, because I've done things, but then again, I know I have, and I grew from that, and that's all I can hope for other people. Again, as a whole, as humans. And again, I have never seen so many perfect parents. Thanks, Jimmy. That means a lot to me. I accept your apology. I totally get that. That does mean a lot to me. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, no problem, Aiken. And I might go on for a while. I might not. I don't know. Because I have a few things to touch on. One is a woman that. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you. Who came to my mind today? She was. I went to school with her. And maybe I'll show her sometime, or actually do a show on her. I'd really rather not, because, unless I'm really close with somebody or something, And again, I was closer with her brother. I believe when they had moved to town, she was a few grades above me, and her brother was my age. I was close with her brother. Anyway, so I have a friend that was my age. We're still close, actually. And whenever she comes to Dallas on business, my other friend, and this is a very small town. We're talking about when I lived in this area, our class was like maybe 23, 40, maybe to a class. That's a whole class. So very small town. Anyway, so I was closer with her brother. But anyway, she came to mind as well, Dana, and that's another thing that has really been pissing me off lately with these people online. It's been going on with this Jack person and whatever, and I go through it with that Patrick J. Moran weirdo, which he'll strike now. Just that's his channel name. Anyways, I could show the emails and we could get ugly about it and everything else, but Stolen Valor, dude, just don't do that with me. Just don't. Back to my friend that I was closer with her brother. Okay, so total different friend. My friend comes to Dallas once or twice a year. We usually try to get together for dinner. I was just shocked when she said, Dana's a brigadier general. I said, what? Dana, and she's so tiny and was always so gentle and, but a strong person. And, of course, and I was a young woman at the time. And just to know that, as we're having drinks and dinner and a good time, I was like, Dana, of all people, you're kidding me, right? Not that I didn't think she was capable of it. I just didn't see her as a brigadier general of the National Guard. And anyway, Patrick J. Moran when his emails, and I could show them, he signs them as a brigadier general. No, sir. No. You don't have that caliber. And the people that I do know, and respect, and there are some that I really, it's hard, but I do respect them for their service, and whatnot. And Stolen Valor is a very serious issue with me. And then just totally being, and again with that guy Patrick J. Moran, and then who does he hang out with? The other dude that creepo. That's I'm trying not to say names here, whatever, that has taken things to a level that once you go past a certain level of humanity, we have rules, right? I don't care what you religion or whatever, and I'll tell people, believe it or not, the 10 Commandments, I guess, we need them because I struggle. I even struggle with them myself. So, that's great, Jimmy. That was actually something that was on my mind today too, as well as I've learned a lot from addicts, whether alcoholics or active or whatever. So I'm kind of an addict to to addicts. So I guess that's called codependency, and we learn those things in therapy, right? We're all on different levels. We're all still growing and whatnot and whatever. And it's sometimes it's damn hard to keep that in check. And I worked with an addict. She was sober though. She'd been sober. Gosh, I imagine she's still sober. I didn't even know her when she was still active. Anyways, but she was very active in the program, and she just explained to me one time that sometimes people don't get it. I mean, people do actually go to their grave in miserable ways due to their addictions, and that's sad. But a lot of people don't. A lot of people make it, and anyways, we learn from each other, whether it's addiction, whatever, overeating. I mean, whatever, smoking. I guess I am an addict, if you want to consider smoking. Absolutely. Anyways, we all have our weaknesses and transgressions. And again, I have never seen so many friggin' perfect mothers as I saw today. Oh, and potential suitors. Have you heard about the lonesome loser? I'm just like, again, and we can dive deep into that if I'm up for a little bit, and I probably will be, because I'm just a long-winded talker. But before I forget, I want to get back to the stolen valor thing, because I don't like to let that slide, out of respect for those who have served, who are with us, who aren't with us anymore. Anyways, and their families, and just as a country, there are still people out there who are honorable. And so again, with all the ugliness that we do see online, I try to hold to what the good things, and what I've learned, and what I see other people learning as well. And again, thank you for that apology. No, it's not a problem. You're fine. So I found out today. Oh, now, but back to that person in particular. And again, it's his channel name. Okay, if you want to call him Twitter Pig or whatever his other channel is, fine, whatever. Y'all know who I'm talking about. And I could make it ugly, and I could show his emails, and he signed himself as Brigadier General. No, dude, you're not a Brigadier General. I'm just, hey, Menthol Man, it's good to see you. I'm just fortunate enough to actually know one, and know one personally, that from my childhood life. But other people of other ranks or whatever, no, you're not of that caliber. You are actually stolen valor all the way. And we see who he has hung out with as well. And we see that too. The company you keep, and been there, done that. So I'm not going to, judge. And I saw this one say that in that one's room, and, funny how they get it when it happens to them. And it always comes to mind when I see you, Jethro, and things that I've seen you go through. It's in, and just other people in general. But I mean, there's been some really, really nasty stuff I've seen. And it's like, well, when it happens to you, and your kids involved, or your family or whatever, then you'll get it. Then maybe you'll get it. But until then, when you watch other people, anyway, we're just thankful that we know there are people here who have grown, or who just get it. Because I've had people in my life like that too, that just get it. It's like, oh my God, it's so freaking obvious. Anyway, as to what's going on and when families are involved or whatever, but I want to get back again to the stolen valor. I have a clip on that. This idiot's back to harassing me again, but I'm going to take myself out of it. But now we can add stolen valor to his latest bullshit. And without further ado, oh, and that brings up another one who wants to say, oh, well, that's Aaron. I don't talk for him and blah, blah, whatever. We all see you rolling around in the pig shit, okay? We see it. Promoting filth, whatever, man. You know, I just hope you get it. That's all I'm saying. I hope you get it one day. I really do. And then to see Aaron, who's attacked my family, so I don't mind bringing him up. And he's got a thing about, oh, don't say my name or whatever. Well, you've gone to a level, dude. And then you roll around with stolen valor, who I can show the emails once again of, I don't want to say his channel name, the Twitter pig doodler, who I believe might be that Jack dude. Who knows on here again? It goes back to Kay. My God, she's probably laughing in the afterlife, wherever. It's like so obvious that it's like it doesn't even matter. It comes to a point where it doesn't even matter. And it's like, I don't know, someone that I care about most in life says, be away from it. Be away from it. When I tell him about you, he won't even listen about YouTube at all. Be away from it, Chonda. Be away from it. And so, that's the thing. It's like, ooh, Anyways, without further ado, we have now added stolen valor to Mr. Mark Connors. And I will go ahead and show this creep because he started again as well. This is another serial weirdo. Anyway, I'm going to play it because I think that it deserves to be looked at, because it pisses me off, and it should piss other people off too.
What about special forces? Mm-hmm. I'm a pussy. I'm a real pussy. Fucker. I'm just a real pussy. Here, let me turn it the other way so you guys can learn what it really is. Oh, fuck right here. I can't do it. I've had it since 2004. What for? What about special forces?
Mark Connors is not special forces. Anyways, he's back to his bullshit. And a lot of the people who are, a lot of the shit that's been going on just today and recently work with this guy, or have, still do, whatever, don't know, are associated with this trash. And anyways, lots of times we are judged by the company that we keep. That's a fine line to walk. That's a damn fine line to walk. And we all know that. So, you didn't hear him? Well, he was saying he was special forces. I just got that clip today, and I can edit it or whatever. But anyway, I shared it with some people that I know who have served or still are serving or retired or whatever. I mean, just the creeps of the creeps. And again, just like these perfect mothers and perfect girlfriends out there, and flat out liars and hypocrites. Hey, Veterans Outpost, good to see you. And again, it's open panel. Anyone's welcome to join. It's pinned to the top there. And this is a real easy program to work for anyone who hasn't ever joined a panel on this using this. It just goes right to your browser. And anyway, it's very, very, very easy to use, user friendly to jump on. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, to file a FOIA and get a DD 214, but I highly doubt. He's been caught lying in so many different things, and we could get into all that. But again, it's hard to not lose focus, and it's easy to lose focus of the people who have served, who aren't here anymore, who are here, their families. Pisses me off. But again, back to my friend Dana, who's a brigadier general, who I really wasn't close friends with again. I was closer with her brother. I was just shocked when I found out she was. And back to strong women. And this is just a hard one today. To the men who love us, fathers, neighbors, other service people, who have respect that we're humans. After the headlines today, it's the headlines. We're really just so hateful today. And then to see there's the drama side of social media. Excuse me. There's the drama side. And the things that I saw today, I'm like, I've never seen. And then with the men, they have it between them with the tough guys, and they got to have the this and that. And Dana's not much older than myself. Dana, I should do a show on her. Dana CAPOZZELLA. She is a brigadier general, and I want to say she must be about, oh God, she can't be more than 55 now, but she became a brigadier general very quickly. She really excelled quickly. I was just shocked when my other friend had told me, because we were friends with like her little brother, when they had moved to town. And I saw her here on YouTube, and I just wanted to look her up, and she was on she was getting an award for she's the last place she served, I believe, before she's retired now, was in Colorado. And I believe she said on that clip that she was the first female brigadier general. So anyways, but the show, and I'll play a clip sometime and bring her up. It's just kind of a pain with my studio stuff to switch around. But anyways, the show was on. It's only like a 3-minute clip, and she's just there. It's to honor other women and whatever. And it's so good to see you here, Veterans Outpost, because there's some kind of stigmatism too with us women, and I can respect men, and I do know several. I'm blessed to know several. And I cherish those relationships that know that we can be deadly. And this whole thing about feminism and whatever, and I've been called a lesbian, all this other shit, whatever. There's a struggle right now. It's been ongoing for females. But anyways, the men that just have that respect, and the men that know that, and don't have such expectations on women either. I opened with that song, I Never Promised You a Rose Garden. We're all just humans here trying to get along. You know what I mean? And yeah, Dana was very special, is a special person, and like many people I know. And I really enjoy a lot of the other female relationships that I've met online. But as military members, I love to hear men. I really get a kick out of, I've never served. Um, but I have family and whatever. Most of us do, right? Even neighbors or people in our communities, of course. When they can respect that, like, do not underestimate the power of a woman. And don't try to fit us in molds. And it's the same for men. Men are going through that as well, and as fathers and whatnot. So anyways, we're going through a lot of changes because we used to have those cookie cutter molds, I guess. So anyway, that pissed me off with Mark Connors, and we could go into all that, but again, it's a waste of breath. But then again, it's not, to point out, that there are these people, and they are, hopefully laws will change with the stalking and all the other shit. And I guess with that, we can go into the Lucifer effect a little bit. I have that pulled up. Let me go ahead and we can look at that, because I think that's a lot of what we're seeing now. In the headlines. Let me share my screen, and anyone can pop up at any time, by the way. You just click that link and I'll hear a little boop and you'll be in here. So, but you'll be backstage, so you'll have time to rearrange yourself or whatever. Okay. Let's do, okay. Yeah. Okay. So we'll go into, the Lucifer effect a bit. I've only gathered a little bit of research on it, but I think that we're seeing a lot of that, and in a lot of different facets of our society right now, politics and whatnot. Yeah, that's the one I want. And we'll go, full screen. Okay. Saw that on Facebook today, so I had to share it. I'm in my Discord now, so I have to be careful because stalkers. But anyway, again, so that's for all the perfect people. I'm just amazed. I even had anyway. Anyway, let's hold to try to stay on topic. So I was here, and this is not what I want. That's more the news. Let me go to this one. Here we go. The Lucifer effect. Now I only have a few things in here, but I think that it relates to a lot of what we've seen happen, what's happening now in our society, what's happened forever in societies. We could talk forever about it, right? So let's start with what it is. And I'll read it. What is the Lucifer effect? And Sarita Lopez says, as the old saying goes, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. Show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. No one disputes the influence friends exert on us, whether they favor hints, tips, advices, or open discussions. The fact is that we take into account what they say. They mean no harm. After all, they are friends, right? Not really, especially if it is a group behavior. Teenagers struggle to fit in. They will wear the same outfits, hear the same songs, talk alike, all in the name of acceptance by the group. Adults are not different. They also join groups, seek people with same interests, and obey a certain dress code. They tend to group together with people sharing the same moral values, social economic status. So far, so good. The problem begins when those groups show their evil face, protected by the group. Individuals are capable of doing the most atrocious things. As Hannah Arendt said, the banality of evil is flabbergasting. Lucifer effect is the influence of groups on behavior. As Lucifer is considered the evil angel, the result of those actions are not good. Much to the contrary. During World War II, millions of Jews and other minorities were killed in concentration camps. Public reaction was zero. Zip. Zilch. Lucifer effect. In an experiment conducted years ago, students were requested to deliver powerful electric shocks to others, obeying a man in a white coat. The shocks were fake, but students did not know about it. They kept on obeying the man in the white coat, giving shocks above 450 volts, lethal dose. More than 65% of participants would have killed their classmates if the shocks were real. Lucifer effect. In another research called the Stanford Prison Experiment, college students were randomly assigned the role of prisoners or guards. Sorry, I'm going to relight my cigarette. During 2 weeks, the guards were so engrossed by their role that they quickly started harassing, bullying, and dehumanizing the prisoners. The experiment became so brutal and out of control that it was interrupted in less than 5 days. Lucifer effect. And this is, I can't even go on. Because we see it. We're seeing this. And if you don't know about Abu Ghraib prison and things that have happened and that are still happening today, again, as we've seen in the drama community, whatever, it is so clear to see what begins to happen here when not kept in check. And again, hopefully as far as the bullying and that and the other aspect of this, hopefully laws are changed and whatever. And it's sad because it comes from the same people who will constantly say, scream Constitution and free speech, but yet they can't keep themselves in check. And so, never underestimate the power of groups. Beware of your own Lucifer. We can all go from good to evil. It's in all of us. And so, I guess some people get off on that whole preaching thing too, and throwing out Bible verses and whatever. And I rolled in it in a little bit today, and I wish I hadn't, because it's something that has held this country together, and this still is a young country and an experiment, if you will. And to see people who have served and people, honorable people, just that we know, um, who haven't served. I mean, who are just a good neighbor, just a good person. I mean, I don't care if their house is clean, if they're a perfect parent or whatever. You know, we're all struggling here. Okay, we're all struggling. As a female, it just hits me harder. And to watch other females do it, and again, I'm no angel, and not proud of some of the things that I've done. And then even when you say that, then they'll say, "Oh yeah, she thinks." I don't give a fuck. Say whatever you're gonna say. I don't give a fuck. And so, let me go back to your comments real quick. It really is. It's social media, and it's happening now. From coming at all of us. In personal ways that it's just amazing. And they found, again, it goes along right along with our headlines. We can take away the personal aspect of it with, like, we found what we just recently found out about that Israeli spyware or whatever. They're looking at everything we do, what we buy. You before you can even think you want a piece of chocolate cake, you have an ad in your face or whatever. But anyways, it's taken it to a whole new level here with um, a lot of things that we're seeing. So no, I know, yeah. But but everybody on YouTube, from the eligible bachelors to the perfect mothers to the um we can do the political thing, and it's not really even political, so I don't even like to call it that. The whole the macho thing, it goes in so many directions, so it's really a deep subject, and I wish I did have it better. Yeah, it is all a learning experience, so I think we have to be really careful as to what we consider okay. um, Which again, today, something I had never thought of either is in Charles Dickens with the Christmas Carol. I think it's the Ghost of Christmas Present. I forget which one it is, but he shows the two children and he says these are, Scrooge is like, "Who's this?" And he says it's mankind. The boy is ignorance, the girl is want, but beware most of the boy. That's another whole thing I should have put here and had on hand. Ignorance is a dangerous thing and easy to fall into. And wow, with the things that I've seen, it's just not okay to treat other humans. And if you want to, it all falls into this. As the experiment we were just talking about was saying, with whether it shocks or digs at other people, whatever. Show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. Again. And a lot of us have some friends in low places, so to speak, right? So we don't want to say, "Oh yeah, only be around the good people," or whatever either. Y'all know, we're older. I mean, pretty much, I think, the people that watch my shows are past a certain age anyways, that can understand this. And so let's go into this and look a little deeper. Excuse me. Close that one out. Because my computer, I need help. I always need help. Okay, so this is from Ethical Systems, The Lucifer Effect. It's a book by Philip Zimbardo, Random House Publishing Group, it's summarized by Joshua. Here's an overview. In a compelling story of its own life's journey, Phil Zimbardo juxtaposes his famous Stanford prison experiment and the equally famous Milgram experiment on obedience to authority with the scandalous events at the Abu Ghraib prison during the war in Iraq. The title, The Lucifer Effect, refers to the extreme transformative arc from good to evil that God's favorite angel, Lucifer, underwent, and provides a context within which to examine lesser human transformations from good to evil. His main point is that while individuals should be held responsible for their own conduct, we must also examine the situational and systemic, and those are capitalized, situational and systemic factors that shape individual conduct. We must accept that there aren't just bad apples, but bad barrels, and in turn, bad barrel makers. Zimbardo's three-tiered analysis categories are person, situation, and system. The conclusion of the book proposes to continue to study the power of situational and systemic forces that can influence normal individuals to commit evil acts, but also with the thought of turning that influence in the direction of heroic, humane behavior. Very well put. And thank you for, because I do have people that share things with me a lot, and thanks for that as well. Because this is a put, really a powerful topic into an easier to understand read here. Application to ethical systems. It is rarely reasonable to attribute bad organizational outcomes solely to the few individuals who get caught. Zimbardo's approach to examining the situational and systemic factors rather than merely the personal factors should help readers to inoculate their organizations against unethical behavior. Specifically, precautionary measures should include avoiding the belief that individuals are invulnerable to situational forces, being wary of the increased power of situational forces in novel situations, and knowing that seemingly benign details present in the situation and system can have deleterious effects, which can quickly become uncontrollable. The Lucifer effect can also be seen as a stern reminder to take greater care in designing the systems we use to keep organizations functioning, and to take great care in the day-to-day leadership of organizations. Now, this reminds me of a lot of things, but these cop watchers, and there are some cop watchers that I actually enjoy watching, but these auditors and stuff, and they are just what a mess we're in. I mean, this goes in so many different ways, but for me, we've all had our own personal experiences, right? And whatnot. Anyways, so, and then I see some of these cop watchers who are like, oh my God, I don't know, are they wanting to be bad cops, or I don't understand their behavior whatsoever. Some I actually do, and that's scary. That's actually scary. And I'm back to looking at your comments and checking in with y'all. because I don't want to really dig too deep. I'd like to, when I finally do get over there to Twitch and do some more, I guess, better put together shows. I don't know. I always say there's always another show for that, right? Because sometimes we could go off in another way, and I'm like, oh well, there'll be another show. Yes, Jimmy, I know you're an auditor, so it's such a line that we're walking right now. Because I mean, what a great freedom that we can even have auditors, right? I mean, we all have a different opinion of what an auditor is. Because I've really seen some that, wow, again, I'm just like, and y'all know where my start on social media came from through the Oregon standoff and whatnot. But anyways, what great freedoms we have. And then I find in our audience, or my audience, whatever, but people that happen to follow my shows are from other countries as well. And I always respect that too, as well as how they're watching how this is all playing out, and their perspectives as well as to how they see things are playing out or whatever. And again, as humans, we all do, like economy wise, and people hate that word globalization, and it kind of gets to me too. But man, we all are just relying on each other in so many ways, from knowledge to resources to education, economic, different levels here. That, anyways, it's always been something I've been proud of and thankful, to have that freedom here, which is come free, and it's still not free. Many are still oppressed or whatever, we can get into all that, and then people want to call it political and whatever. And right now it's the women thing. Man, I saw that headline of the guy they caught today in Ohio, the incel who was getting ready to go hunting women. Just wow. Just wow. And then again, with the Lucifer effect or whatever, when I don't see the outrage, I'm like, oh my God. I mean, if it were any other class of people, even, I mean, pets really bring us together, don't they? Whatever political side or whatever, wherever we come from in life, a lot of us can agree that we can just love animals. If somebody was ready, got caught today that was just going to go out and start shooting puppies or kittens, there'd be outrage. I mean, I am astounded at what I've been seeing, in personal relationships and global and whatever. I mean, my God, people. And then again, we come to, I always hate it when people go on. I found myself in these shows where we could talk about it, all day and all night. I mean, but applying a solution is what gets me, because then finally, after I had exhausted myself, I was like, I'm tired of talking about this. I'm tired. What is the solution? Where are we going? I only got so much time left. We all do. We don't know when we're going to go, right? Some of us, the older we get, and we can appreciate each other. That's another factor too, as well. That's really, man, the whole boomer this and that and whatever, and not respecting our elders as we used to, and in other cultures. Old is gold, man. Old is gold. And these people that want the whole calling grannies, whatever, call me whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck. I don't. And a lot, I'm glad I don't understand how some people don't get that. And then they want to just, wow. the things that we hear and the hypocrisy that we see, again, the solution for me is to apply that to being more grateful and thankful for the people that I have met online and formed even a, hey, haven't heard from you in a while, you doing okay type relationships, to, just a happy birthday. Some of you might not even heard from them in a year. You know how we get older, we do that. I have to appreciate that and hold to that, rather than, because with social media comes a great power. We've seen it with fake news, and with reputations that people have built lifetimes to establish, being trampled all over. And it's just so, we could go back and I could name names. I'm not gonna, please, no. We know, we see you. We know who you are, okay? It makes me want to break out into song, but I won't, because I don't know. I don't get me started. Do not get me started. Oh God. And comedy is a wonderful thing as well. Again, happy birthday to my friend Kate, because we have to laugh at it. We have to laugh at when we see some of it. And we both do it from the left or the right or whatever. It's just like, oh my God, that's so over the top. And and we see that it seems with these people that fall into this Lucifer effect hole, let's call it. The power of social media. Some want to be these online monsters, like they're really striving to be that. That's what they want to be. They even have weird names and things for their channels. And I'm really tiptoeing here, but I think you can all think of a few it's almost like, and I totally get it, an online personality, that can be fun. It can be fun, or whatever. And people hate it when I changed my For You to sugar taco, and then I have tacos called cats, and the whole taco thing comes from because I'm not feminine enough for some people or whatever. I don't know. The things people say. So I just roll with it, and I have to laugh. And again, with comedy, say my name, we have to roll with it. In a lot of ways we do. We have to laugh. And with our close friends, we can. And again, I'm glad that we have that freedom. And now we have the auditors and whatever, and came close to, and it's always looming. We've been there before with Posse Comitatus. But let's get back to online personas and the power we have now to take what used to be held sacred. Our resume, right? We worked our lives for that, and achievements, medals, awards. And then people will just tear all that down and say horrible things. And so you can't let people know who you really are, and blah, blah, blah. And so, which you spend your whole life trying to become. But they get off on it. Lucifer effect, because you'll notice they have an audience, or they're getting votes, or they're getting money. There's a payoff for them, and they're loving it. They're rolling in it. Like they can't get enough of it. And it comes from all classes. And so far in this country, with our rights, and with, I'll just come out and say the Second Amendment. I heard somebody from another country. What are they teaching y'all in Britain? What the hell are they teaching y'all? That has the notion that the people that lean more towards the left don't like firearms. You are sadly mistaken, sir. You are sadly mistaken. Again, with women, that's why I have such a respect for especially those who have served with women. And who I don't know. There's just a certain culture and certain clique and people who can understand that. Don't mistake my kindness for weakness. And that is a struggle for me anyways. And I happen to be a female, even though such things are said. And again, I don't give a fuck. So, the Michael did exactly. Yeah, our Second Amendment. And that's what keeps us from these blanket statements. And again, it is hurtful. You have the woman category, the Muslim category, whatever, and I'll hear people say the blanket statement. I can't stand Muslims. And then they'll talk about, a horrible thing that has happened in a Muslim country who don't have the Second Amendment, by the way. Anyways, that's another whole Lucifer effect. Go down. But I know, and those who we have plenty of women who do enjoy our Second Amendment, who or people who lean towards the left or whatever, and believe me, we know how to use it. We have them. We know how to use them. If it were to come down to it, and I don't understand this because this is from a clique where I'd heard this from recently and in a few different areas, and it's we've been hearing it everywhere on the news or whatever. It just comes down to something that it's a misunderstanding for those who aren't Americans, and for a lot who are Americans. We shouldn't be underestimating the power of us getting our shit together, because is that not what we could call we the people? A lot of people are leaving some we out of those we the people, and believe me, there are plenty of us who are strong enough. Not without my brother, not without my sister. You fuck with them, you fuck with me. Okay? When it comes down to it, there's the nice side and the drama side of life and YouTube and social media and whatever. But I think there's a big misunderstanding. And that's what brings me to think about those who have served, who are currently serving and whatnot. Because do people really believe that there aren't people that lean left or females or gay people in our service who will not fuck you up? When it comes down to being oppressed, do you not believe that there are left-leaning or female, gay, even canines who will not fuck you up and keep you in check when it comes to this Lucifer effect shit? Because if you don't, I suggest you learn, and you learn pretty damn quick. And this world is a small place, buddy. It's a very small place. Trust me on that. Trust me on that. And so on my journey, I've come along with social media and meeting people of different beliefs, different whatever. And I can even respect, have a certain amount of respect for somebody who can come out and say where they're coming from. It's the snakes that you get here, oh, I'm not this or that or whatever. I don't believe this or that, or they can't wait to hear you try to get you to trip you up and all these bullshit social media games. When it comes down to it, our basic rights and our women are people here. We really are. We're humans. And we have women that serve. And I'm amazed. Anyways, I'm just amazed that anybody, but some coming from a different country, maybe I can kind of get it that they actually believe that they're planning a trip here or something for the first time, and they started talking about politics, and I was thinking, buddy, trust me. I mean, that is something that I hope that we never lose. Anyways, from the left and the right. And like I said, we all have friends in low places, and for some that may mean a lefty or right leaning. But when the shit gets real, I would hope that those of us can be there for each other. So I'm reading y'all's comments. Taking a drink and I'm going to smoke me a cigarette. That is my addiction. and they are menthols. I was accused before of being menthol man, and that's so funny because we smoke menthol. Suddenly I'm somebody else. I mean, we have to laugh at some of the shit we see here. Okay, I'm reading y'all's comments to myself. Oh, that's interesting. Veterans Outpost says the funny thing, the second was not in the Constitution. It is in the Bill of Rights. Amendment means the Constitution can, in fact, be changed. Good point. Very good point. And you know what? I'm not educated enough on that. I don't know why. And I don't know why I hated government in high school. I also hated history. And I think those are a couple of the things that they let me slide on to graduate. Because, sometimes we do that. We kind of were like, let's just pray that she makes it. Anyways, and I think that it's not taught enough. And I've heard people from both sides say that our actual rights are not taught. But I can only speak for myself. So I don't like to say, for all Americans that we all don't understand this. I'm still learning. And I'm getting up there in years and have paid my taxes and my dues and whatnot, as well as others have. And I should know these things more than, the after school special, what is a bill on Capitol Hill? I really learned more from that actually than I did in school. Oh, that's interesting. So in fact, the second was added by supporters of the crown. Okay, so supporters of the crown were not the enemy. Am I right in that? I'll have to look into that or talk about that sometime, because that's very interesting. That would be a very interesting rabbit hole to jump down, because during that time, and I've mentioned before, I don't really know. It would be interesting to understand more about during those times when we had broke free from the crown. I really think it was more of a matter of survival rather than who believed in what. It was a simpler time because I don't think there were, of course, a diversity of people and religions, but not as much, I guess, or as powerful or whatever. It was a different dynamic as today. But anyways, I think it came down to more about survival. And, we didn't want orphans. We didn't want to see our neighbors, whether we liked what they believed in or what color they were or whatever. We didn't want people cared. I would hope anyway. They didn't want to see the kids be orphans, and they didn't, or heaven forbid, bring whatever smallpox or whatever over onto their property or whatever. So it was kind of like, guess what? I can protect myself and my land from whoever the fuck decides to get fucky. And so that would be an interesting rabbit hole to jump down. A lot of the things, again, we back with the Lucifer effect. There's a clip that I could play I'm almost afraid to, because I know that women will other people will just judge this woman. It's a border patrol woman talking about her time working on the border, and the from inside border patrol, and then the human aspect of it, and her she basically is talking about the Lucifer effect. Anyways, treating people as people, and things are starting to get a little out of control, and even politically now. And we're in the middle of a pandemic, whether you want to believe it's real or you don't want to believe it's real, or you're vax or not. Now I don't even know myself, because I got the Johnson and Johnson vax, and now they're saying that maybe that it doesn't work with the new strain. And anyways, we're at a point again of survival. So I'm hoping that, and as a human race, we've somehow, this Lucifer effect, somehow we've kept it in check. And so fast forwarding to today, if it's not kept in check, again, it's the haves and the have-not. Right. And I believe that blacks got the right to vote before women did. If I remember correctly, and my great-grandmother was an activist in a women's right to vote. And so these things, as we grow older, and I can only speak for myself again, old is gold to me, and listening to how far we've come, and just in a very short time, and things that we have got together, that if we don't keep it together, I saw Renee's here. I still can't see Renee. So hello, Renee. I was backing up a little bit in comments there. If we don't keep it in check, then we got a problem. Then we're one of the stands, right? I shouldn't really even say that, but it's true. And I hear that in those blanket statements of Jews and Muslims and all this other stuff. And from this another anyway, channel, it's been on different channels or whatever. The Jews, the Muslims, or whatever, and they don't understand that, blanket statements like that are not good. And you would be surprised at the diversity within religions, countries, or whatever. I'm reading these because I learn from y'all as well. Right. And that's another thing we're going through too. People don't want to realize and start seeing things for what they really were. The first 8 presidents were slave owners, and, with all these statue things or whatever, again, keeping the Lucifer effect in check and progressing, another word that scares some people. I'm reading your comment, Aiken Drum. You hit the nail on the head. State-sanctioned monopolies are the great evil. We forget that's the main reason for the English Civil War, let alone any American action. Okay, right. Well, yeah. And, I'm always amazed by, Aiken, you're from New Zealand. It's kind of embarrassing when people from other countries know more than I do. I can only speak for myself about my own rights. But it makes me and every once in a while I'll see things in the news and whatever, and then I'm like, damn, I'm proud again to be an American or whatever. So, we got to hold our shit together, and women, be nice, be kind to each other. Damn, stuff I've seen, I just, man, even if you don't like somebody, I'm just surprised. Like with the Britney thing. I'm like, hey, if that's what it takes. And again, if there were a headline today that said that somebody was planning to shoot puppies or kittens, to go hunting, randomly shooting, there would be more outrage than what I see. I'm amazed. And again, I think that is a Lucifer effect. That's interesting, Jimmy. Yeah, and with our auditors, I mean, I think that it's a great thing that, you know, we can even have the auditors or whatever, but some are really getting out of control and making it more into a social media type thing. Because there are good cops, there are good women, there are good men, there are good people, and that's what I can't say it enough, because I'm telling myself that as I go along here that I have to hold to that, without losing it, literally, with some of the things that I see, and then I wonder why I'm even looking at all. But that being said, I think that after a while, and a few of us have our channels and our own views and whatnot. We've gotten to know each other enough to where even if we don't agree, we can still respect that we say that, you know, and it's unfortunate that some have fallen out. And hopefully more will join in, and anyways, that's how we get followings and whatnot. And we all have our journalists that we follow and whatever, or you know, news sources that we respect and whatnot. Anyways, I just think we got to keep our shit together, and I'm gonna go ahead and look on my screen again and see what I have. We can go through the headlines real quick, because a lot of this, what we're seeing, does fall under the Lucifer effect. And this is the clip of the Border Patrol agent. And I'm just leery of playing that, but I can put the link. There's a lot of shit that goes on. Bad Border Patrol agents. Screwy Louie down there on the border. A lot, you know, there just a lot of bad stuff that we've seen. Here's the Ohio incel again. Plot to kill college women. I'm just shocked. I'm shocked that there is not more outrage at that. I've been diving into the Jeffrey Epstein thing, which has led to the Las Vegas thing or whatever, but that's like a whole other show to go into. And what made me even start diving there was the news coming out that the UAE has been all up in our business. And with that headline here, top Trump advisor was just arrested and charged with secretly lobbying for the UAE. Okay, again, the Second Amendment. Just don't get fucky with us, because there are we the people, and it's not a sexist thing. It's not a religious thing. It's we the motherfucking people. Okay, and I think a lot of people get that wrong. Anyway, so here we have the UAE you know, all up in Trump stuff. Which has led to again, this is the Lucifer effect with the power of money and whatever. The greatest evil, right, is the abuse of power. And Barack, meaning that's the last name of the guy that, what was his first name, Tom, who was actually, now that we just found out recently, lobbying for the UAE, also helped finance the debt Jared Kushner owed on a skyscraper at 666 Fifth Avenue in New York. Just kind of goes with the Lucifer effect. I don't know. Sometimes things fit together, don't they? As the New York Times reported, Barack was among a group of lenders who agreed to reduce Mr. Kushner's obligations to keep him out of bankruptcy. he recommended that Trump hire Paul Manafort, a traitor. Again, keep it in check, to help run the 2016 campaign. And that goes on to Jeffrey Epstein and UAE and the Las Vegas massacre is what I've been studying. But again, it just all falls under the Lucifer effect, because people tend to, and again, that goes with the ignorance. They want to turn a blind eye and just call it political. Oh, it's just political or whatever. And then they'll be the same ones. Let's save the children and all this other shit. It's like, well, why don't you put this together? Again, this is evil running amok. And then they'll want to say, they don't, I don't know, blanket statements and not keeping things in check. And I've been watching the Southern District in New York, because it seems that's where it's all going to be going down, and has been going down. That's another whole show. To look at the political side, but these headlines, I mean, my God. And then on the personal level, things that, people that I've met online and stuff that I see that have reached into people's lives in ways that I could never imagine, and things that I have heard, and I'll just come straight out and say it, from Nazis. And again, I have such a respect, especially for service members who know that women can be motherfucking deadly. Don't fuck with our kids. Don't fuck with our families. Don't fuck with our communities. Just don't do it. Because there are those of us who are part of we the people and are accepted as part of we the people. And it is a small world. It is a very, very small world. It's just things that are coming up now with these people who don't have the rights that we have. And therefore, things have run amok there. Recalling that expired Saudi passport and Epstein's safe. A lot of things just tie together. And again, it's the thing that holds us together, because we can come back, and what little we have in life, we can hold on to that. And if it comes down to it, that's what will happen. I'm going to check y'all's comments. And again, a lot of these people, they have the audience. They're getting the votes. They're getting the money and whatever. I've kind of lost track a little bit. But yeah. I did not know that about the Swiss. I learned so much from y'all. Let's see. I'm backing up. I don't know if y'all have found, I don't know. There's some people that, I don't know, some relationships or whatever, and people are like, how can you be friends with that person or whatever, like online, even associate? It's so hard, because I don't know. I just pray that people, and by pray, I just mean, there's no other word I can think of. That I have the highest of hopes that we can hold it together. And not be pushing individual or even left or right, political, whatever bullshit on each other. Because for most of us who are we the people, we're just trying to get by. We're trying to survive, and that includes, and we're clinging to that, our rights for medical care and whatever. And no, I mean, a lot of us are just like, come on, man. There's human, and then there's, playtime or whatever, or the wants, and then there's needs. I don't know, a lot of that's getting messed up here, and we're not, I mean, come on. Again, as humans, there are just certain factions that shouldn't be crossed. Don't fuck with our family. Don't fuck with our property. And that includes, our children's future. That go into our taxes and with the Lucifer effect and with our auditors. Jimmy, you're an auditor, and I've met like other auditors or whatever, and I just think that there's a right way and a wrong way to do that. And when there are people that abuse that, it's like you're just not helping anything at all. It's just setting the rest of us back. So we're kind of hobbling right now with social media, but I think we're going to see some changes. I'm kind of rambling on a little bit here. It'd be nice again to put together a more structured time and whatever. I'm just such a horrible person at that. People that can keep schedules scare me. That are productive like that. And y'all know who you are because I've talked to you personally, and I'm like, people who can be, especially people who can travel and be certain places on time. Okay. And I'm talking like far away places. My dad was one. And, people may be many things, but when they can set out to do something, I'm just one that I'm going to be, I'm usually on time. I'm actually always early because I have anxieties or whatever. Anyway, those people are ones that I'm like, shit, they can, and I have a high respect for them. They can, put their mind at something and be there and get shit done. And, back to holding on to all this. I'm just going to go ahead and play an outro and end this show and try to be more productive on the next one and give people more of a warning and try to be more organized. I just got my own personal shit. I'm still trying to grow up. Isn't that sad? But there are those of us who are very grown, and just don't get fucky, people. Do not underestimate the power of we the people, and that includes women. Okay. We're human. I'm going to try to find us a good outro, and I'll find a longer one and let it play out. Thanks everybody for joining. Much respect, much peace, love, and respect. I'm going to go ahead and play that song again. I hope I don't get struck, but this woman still got it. Old as gold. And ain't nobody ever promised you a rose garden. Thank you.
I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden along with the sunshine. There's gotta be a little rain sometime. When you take, you gotta give. So live and let live or let go. I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden. I could promise you things like big diamond rings. You don't find roses growing on stalks of clover. So you better think it over. Well, it's sweet talking, you could make it come true. I'll give you the world right now on a silver platter. But what would it matter? So smile for a while and let's be jolly. Love shouldn't be so melancholy. Come along and share the good times while we can. I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden along with the sunshine. There's gotta be a little rain sometime. I beg your pardon. Yeah. I never promised you a rose garden. I could sing you a tune and promise your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden along where the sunshine. There's gotta be a little rain sometime. I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden along where the sunshine. There's gotta be a little rain sometime. Now stay.